Okay, guys. Now we have to discuss our second example for the supplier where we need to generate some sort of random string, or you can say a random password is required. So password can be numeric, alphanumeric, only string kind of password, right? So we just need to generate some random string kind of data, let's say at this point of time, right? So integer we have already covered how to create an integer supplier. Uh, Over here, if I run it again, I'm just showing for the sake of showing that we have covered this particular part. So if we run it, uh, we are getting some random data, or you can say for a phone number field. Right now we are going to generate random strings so that we can pass that particular string in first name, middle name, last name, in address field, in location field, nearby address, landmark, so you do not need to generate or type in every number of time, right? So now how to create a supplier of a string. So you have to specify the name of the interface, and the interface name is supplier, and what kind of supplier it is, what, or you can say that what are the values that it is going to return. It is going to return me values in the form of a string, which is a string kind of supplier, right? And give it a meaningful name. So what this supplier is all about, this supplier will provide some random string, right? And how to provide the implementation: place an equal to sign, open close parenthesis, this arrow symbol, and now the implementation can be started over here, right? So this is a supplier of type, a supplier whose return type would be of type string, right? So now in order to create a random string, try to make use of a class name as random string utils, right? It will make your life really easy. So random string utils, right? Do we have the import for that? Yes. I will simply imported this, class from this jar file. You just need to search it onto the Maven. You will get it easily onto the internet everywhere. Maven repository. If you just search it for common langs 3 or random string utils, you will get. You just need to import that dependency. That is it. Okay. So once that is done, it's simply one liner code. Class name dot, these are the number of methods by which you can make use or simplify your work. Let's say I want random alphabetic or alphanumeric. My aim was alphabetic, so first let's show with the help of an alphabetic count, right? Random alphabetic, so count is, let's say, 10 digit, right? And what was the return type of this random alphabetic? Did you guys notice? I did not notice this time. I have to check. Random alphabetic, right? So return type was a string. Okay, so I have made it 10. So 10 characters, you can say, would be onto my string, right? So string, let's say s1, just giving it a meaningful name. I am going to print it out just for the sake of printing, so that what happened over here, right? And just return this s1. Okay, so simple. Your life is totally simple over here, right? In order to call this supplier, what you have to do, you have to take the name of supplier, supplier name dot get, right? Will this code run? I just did a simple formatting. Let's see whether this code runs or not. So after running this particular piece of code, guys, what we came to know is that I am getting a 10 character random string over here. Let's say count it. uh, I don't know how to increase. Yes. So I am just increasing, the font size over here of the console. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are exactly 10, right? So with the help of this particular class, you can simply generate your random string. In the first name, you can put this. In the last name, you can put this. So in this particular way, you can make use of this a particular class in any way. So this is your supplier, which is going to supply random strings kind of data, right? So if you are making use of this supplier, it is going to supply you a random data of type string. If you are going to make use of this supplier, it is going to supply you phone numbers of, or you can say a random integer values, right? So this program was used for phone numbers, and this program is being used for entering values in first name, last name, middle name, again, and number of places you can put it, right? So you do not have to keep on typing every time in every field, right? For 10,000 number of times, if you need to run the code or run the loop, or 5,000 times for 5,000 users, you will get frustrated at some point of time. So in order to avoid that, simply make use of this particular class random string utils, just call it, and your life is easy, right? There are some other functions that can be well taken care of, like over here it is random alphanumeric, right? So if I just give it an alphanumeric of 10, the count is 10, that is the 10 number of digits would be there, or sorry, characters would be there, and I'm going to store it in the string, let's say s2, right? I am going to print s2, return s2. Okay, just going to run this particular piece of code, let's see what happens. So over here, can you see, guys? Now it is in alphanumeric. So X O Z M 2 I G O P C, right? So their numbers are also getting involved over here, as you can see clearly, right? So this program can be used in two different ways. It can be used to generate data where a random password is required, so you can create a complex kind of scenario where this such kind of complex password would be there, or you can make use of this particular line where we are just generating a random string, right? So that can value can be entered in first name, last name, and number of places, right? So this is the importance, this is the power of suppliers. I hope you guys are getting it, right? We have only one part remaining where only display is required. I'm going to cover that as well, so please stay tuned, guys, right? Thank you.